Yes, today I am Hermie, but my name is also Michael Smith, the National Consumer Education Manager of Janome Canada, and thank you all for joining me here at my palatial estate in Collingwood as we do another Janome's Magical Machine mystery tour. Ooh, don't you love that little red bobbin dangling on my hat? You know, this was this little hat that I did with Hermie was one of the projects I did for our Janome HQ lives. I did some Facebook lives that you can go back to our Janome HQ Facebook page to see all the like holiday Christmas decorations that I did for, and Tanya helped as well. Tanya and I did some decorations for our Janome staff dinner that we had last week, and then I also included some Facebook lives with some quick and easy holiday, you know, gift ideas that you could do, you know, last minute as we're all getting down to the wire there. So those are all back on the Janome HQ Facebook page under the videos tab. And then I am developing them as putting them on videos for the Janome HQ YouTube channel. So they will be available there too to review. So yes, oh, Princess Leia, hello, hello. So yes, another Janome's Magical Machine mystery tour. Ooh, what will we be doing today? So here's our fabulous artwork that Tanya drew. And I hope you all saw her adorable little clue today showing, ooh, the sky. So here, as our Janome's Magical Machine mystery tour, ooh, is another one of these fabulous, gorgeous, semi-hard cover, dust covers for your machine with the beautiful Janome logo. And then, did you know many of our machines come with these? Inside, you have lots of storage. So, for example, this machine comes with a knee lifter. So that's a great place for it. Ooh, there's also an instructional DVD. Very important to watch this. They really will give you a lot of good information. Oh, this machine also comes with AccuTools S CD. Now these are for, again, Windows-based computers. They won't work on Macs, but if you have a friend with a Windows-based computer, maybe they'll let you borrow theirs. Or again, many of our Mac owners tell us that they keep an inexpensive laptop. They often, it's like reconditioned, it's not a lot of money, and they keep that laptop just to run these disks in their Windows computer. Or, you know, you could get the software that will partition your Mac hard drive. But again, most of the Mac users that we always talk to, they say they keep an inexpensive laptop just for these Janome CDs, because there's a lot of good information on them. And this AccuTools S CD has the Stitch Composer and the Embroidery Editor software in it. So Embroidery Editor, that's a clue that this could be an embroidery machine. Now, did you also know in the back of this, ooh, giant dust cover here, again, a great spot at the back, a great spot for your embroidery hoops. So this machine comes with several hoops. Here is the big RE20A hoop, which is about 6.5 by, ooh, I think it's about 7 3/4. And it comes with another hoop that is the SQ14A. Now, a number of times people have asked the question about, you know, what's this SQ mean? And the other is the, you know, this is the RE hoop. So RE simply means rectangle, and SQ simply means square. So you can see here on the plastic grid that comes with all of our hoops, it says, you know, SQ14A. So it's a square hoop. It's 5.5 by 5.5. And why it says A? Because, you know, we do also have a SQ14B hoop. They're the same size. The grid size is the same, 5.5 by 5.5. But the SQB hoop, the B hoops in particular, are for our embroidery only machines like the, you know, 500E and 550E. So we know that those B hoops, you know, attach differently into the machine. So that's how you can tell between a A hoop and a B hoop. It's how it attaches to the machine. And then again, SQ is square and RE is rectangular. So that's how you can decipher that. So yes, our fabulous machine today, ooh, so much to show you. It comes with a fabulous extra large foot pedal here, but did you know that this foot pedal also will fit a number of our machines? Oh, like the 9850, it will work with that. The 6650, which I demoed on the Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. So you can go back to the Janome HQ YouTube channel to review those previous videos, and they're also stored on the IGTV icon. So this extra large foot pedal will also work with like your 4120 and 3160. So this perhaps would make a great stocking stuffer as well. Speaking of Christmas, so that would be good. And yes, finally, as we reveal, ooh, our machine today is the fabulous Skyline S9. Now, I have reviewed the Skyline S7 on the Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. So again, you can go back to the Janome HQ YouTube channel to review that, or again, it's stored on the IGTV icon of the Janome HQ Instagram page. Now, of our Skyline series of machines, there is a Skyline S3, an S5, an S6, an S7, and then yes, the Skyline S9 is the top of the line in that category, that it is sewing, quilting, and embroidery. So it does all three. And currently I've got it set up for embroidery, as you can see, because another one of the hoops that comes included is the cute little FA10 or FA10A hoop, is the 1.5 by 4 inch hoop, which then I'll talk about the significance of that hoop in just a minute. So yes, the Skyline S9 again does sewing, quilting, and embroidery. Oh yes, Mitzi loves her Skyline S9. Yes, I agree, Mitzi. It is really cute. So Be It Clothier loves hers too. Yes, I love it. And you know, because the Skyline S9 does so much, it is also certified Wi-Fi. You know, about 7 years ago, Janome came out with the top-of-the-line MemoryCraft 15,000, and now known as 15,000 Quiltmaker, the world's first certified Wi-Fi sewing machine. Well, Skyline S9 is number 2, that is Wi-Fi. So I often tell people when they ask about the various machines and their differences, the 15,000, I say it's Barbie, it's the ultimate, and the Skyline S9 is like her little sister Skipper. She does a lot of the same things, she does a lot of the same qualities, it's just a slightly smaller profile, but still has a lot of those capabilities there. So yes, exactly. Gordon Madeline says it's the baby sister to the 15,000. Yes, it really, again, it just has slightly less design, you know, less stitches, but it still packs that same kind of punch. Now, speaking of our fabulous friend Jennifer Tryon and the Skyline S9, Jennifer has often had the Skyline S9 on the shopping channel. Jennifer does our presentations on the Canadian shopping channel TSC, and she was on Global TV's this morning, so demonstrating this cute little village that she's made all out of freestanding lace done on her Skyline S9. And I posted that promotion of Jennifer being on Global TV on the Janome HQ Facebook page. And Liz is our editor of Janome Life blog, and I know she has also advertised it there too, Jennifer's appearance there. So make sure that you check out the Janome HQ Facebook page and check out our Janome Life blog so you can find out about Jennifer's appearances, not only on Global TV, she does many spots there, but also on TSC on the shopping channel. Today she has the Skyline S7, for example, which again I've demoed on the Janome HQ Magical Mystery Tour, so you can go back to Janome HQ YouTube to see the video. And they're also going to have the 6650 on TSC today, so I as well demoed that on the Janome HQ YouTube channel. Go back to review that. And she's also got some fabulous Janome goodies there, so it's definitely worth checking out TSC today. So yes, the Skyline S9 does so much, and again, comes with so much. This is just a small little sampling of what it comes with. So, of course, you're going to check out your instruction book, and look at that. Like, that is quite hefty there. So, you know, don't be telling me, oh, my instruction manual doesn't have much. They even have in the back of, oh, there's the, you know, stitches and design as well. It's all printed out here. So sure, you can go searching for designs through your machine, but you can also search for it in the back of your manual. So how cool is that? Maybe pay attention to these designs. We'll see them in just a minute. So yes, your manual has a lot of good reference, all those beautiful fonts that are built in. So a lot of good reference in your manual. So make sure that you check it out. And as always, you know, good instructions on cleaning and maintenance and everything. So again, it's really well worth it to go through. I always say when you first get a machine, get it out, get a cup of coffee, cup of tea, and go through it page by page. It will tell you exactly what comes with your machine, and make sure that you know everything is there and you identify what it is. So that really helps, because especially when you get into a machine like this, where you have so many parts and pieces. Oh, I just read on Facebook in one of the Janome groups that a lady said she got a brand new machine and they threw away their packaging, the styrofoam, and they didn't realize that the accessory case was in there. So make sure before you throw away any packaging, although I always say keep the box that your machine comes in if you can, before you throw anything away, make sure you go through your manual and make sure you got all those parts and pieces. And then if you need to get rid of the box and the packaging, fine, but at least you know it's all there. Yes, it comes with these very handy quick reference charts. Not only one is for all the regular sewing buttons, and the other is for the embroidery. So again, it's good. I put these on a little clip and I just hang them next to my sewing table, so I always have these at hand, because again, maybe you're not going to embroider every day, so you forget what some of these functions are. So it's always nice to have these embroidery or these quick reference charts, you know, handy so you can see. So did you also know, because again, we're talking about so much that your machine comes with, in your little accessory case here, that you would remove to access the free arm of the machine, as I have done. You know, this would normally sit there, but I've taken it off because I'm using the free arm. But there in the bottom of your little accessory tray here, there's room for your needle plate. The S9 comes with a straight stitch needle plate that's recommended to use when you're embroidering, or when you're going to be doing like ruler quilting, free motion quilting, to use that straight stitch needle plate. A lot of people like to use the straight stitch needle plate when they're piecing as well. And then there's the regular zigzag needle plate. And then, you know, here we've got the extra pack of needles and some of the tools like the screwdriver and seam ripper and all that. But then, ooh, there's more. Look at all that, and the gorgeous indigo bobbins that are fabulous, all your extra feet that it comes with. And now, especially when you get a brand new machine and you may say, oh, the machine says I have a buttonhole foot or an AccuFeed Flex twin dual holder. I don't find them in the little baggie that all the other accessories are in. Maybe they're hiding down here. So always, depending on what your machine is, you know, take off that other little tray, and maybe your things like your automatic buttonhole attachment or your AccuFeed Flex, this is the twin or the dual holder, maybe it's hiding down here if it's not in the bag with all your other accessories. So just a little tip there, and everything stays nice and neat. Now, while I'm talking about it, because there is so much, and I'm not going to try to move the camera any more than I need to, when we're talking accessories, there is a lot of room already with your machine for accessories, again, like that little accessory tray, or this fabulous case. I love this. This is to store your embroidery carriage or to transport your embroidery carriage. So in this case, you know, there is enough room here. This is how I brought this machine home, is I put the embroidery carriage here and all the accessories and everything. There was room in this case for all those accessories as well. So it really is a great storage. And that keeps your embroidery carriage nice and safe as well. But isn't it great that you can get optional cases? Oh, for example, like this gorgeous, I often call it the train case, but this is the 9mm accessory case. Now this came with my top of the line Memoricraft 15000, but it is available for, again, all other 9mm machines. And there's even the Robin's Egg Blue version, which was the original color of the Skyline, that soft blue. So again, it comes with 3 trays. Now the trays will be empty if you purchase this separately. But again, look, all the room there for your needle plates, your extra bobbin holders, all your extra presser feet, some of the optional presser feet. So this is available as well from your fabulous Janome dealer to house all your accessories. And what I am doing here, as I wanted to show you all, is a number of our machines that do embroidery and sewing, if they have a free-arm capability. I've taken the accessory tray off. Ooh, maybe a little more light on the subject is good. I've taken the accessory tray off, and I'm using the Free-Arm Hoop, is that FA hoop. And what I'm going to do is just wake up my machine, because I'm almost done this embroidery. So I'm just going to get going on that to finish it off. And the advantage of having this free-arm embroidery capability, this little FA10 hoop, is that we can hoop really tight areas like cuffs and collars. And in this case, I'm doing a design on this little stocking. So I didn't have to rip open, in this case, the stocking. I could just put it around the free arm of the machine. And that way I can do my embroidery and I don't have to worry about stitching on top of it. So machines like the 9900, the 9850, the 12,000, the 15,000, they have, again, the free arm capability. So they have this little FA10 free arm hoop. And as I remove the hoop, I hope you can see, again, my stocking is around the free arm of the machine. So again, if I was doing this embroidery on like a tote bag, or again, a really tight area like a cuff or a collar, then I could, you know, drape my garment all around the free arm and not worry about stitching over it. So it's a really good hoop to have. And there's my cute little embroidery that I did on the back of the stocking. And again, as always, I've used my fabulous Madeira stabilizer that comes in the Madeira stabilizer pack that I've often talked about, Janome HQ. Oh, and in fact, if you follow our Janome Life blog, the Madeira stabilizer pack was the starter pack. Madeira stabilizer starter pack was the featured blog today on Janome Life blog. As part of our 12 days of Christmas, we're writing some gift ideas, perhaps, that you would like for the holidays. So you can check out Janome Life blog more about the Madeira stabilizer pack as well. But I've talked about it a number of times on Janome HQ because I absolutely love it. So while I'm doing this embroidery, I'm going to slip back my accessory case here to support more of my hoop, because now I'm going to use the SQ14A. Now, speaking of accessory case and more room, more space to support your projects, there is an optional extension table available for all the Skyline machines. It will fit the 9900 and the 9850 as well, and again, all the Skylines, regardless of which model. The extension table is in the Skyline quilting kit, which I showed back in the Skyline S9 episode of Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. So you can go back to, again, Janome HQ YouTube to watch that, and you'll see that beautiful acrylic extension table that you could get to support more of your projects. So I am putting on my SQ14 hoop here, and you could see perhaps that, again, it comes with clamps. Our machine, Skyline S9, comes with clamps, but I don't have my fabric actually clamped in. I actually, a lot of the times, hoop my stabilizer, but I just float my fabric over top. And what I love using to do that, this artistic tack spray, again, I've shown a number of times on Janome HQ. This would be a fabulous stocking stubber as well, because this is a temporary adhesive. There's low VOCs, so it really doesn't stink up the house or anything. Just a little goes a long way. So I find I spray my fabric and then paste it down, so then that holds it in the hoop. So if this were like velvet, for example, oh, I don't really want to hoop that because that's going to crush that pile. So instead, then I hoop the stabilizer and then float this fabric over it. So then I know I don't have to worry about it, you know, puckering up or anything. If you get a little spray on your embroidery hoop, then we do have the Artistic Clean. This works amazing. It cleans your hoops so well. It's so good. Now, you don't want to spray around your machine. You would take your hoop off and, you know, spray it elsewhere and then put it on your machine. But why I'm going to use this hoop, and I will just go over here to our fabulous screen, beautiful LCD screen, and I will go back into my home screen, and our designs, as all Janome embroidery machines, are going to be the little flower. So I can find my designs this way, scrolling through under the flower, or I can find my designs by hoop size. So here are the 3 hoops that come included in the machine. And in your settings mode, you have the option of turning it into inches. So it will display in inches as I prefer. So I have it changed. So again, my SQ14 is 5.5 by 5.5 inches. But again, in your settings here, that little wrench, you can change it so then it would be in millimeters if you prefer. But I'm going to keep mine in inches. So under my design categories, oh, we've got several. Anna Maria Horner is a well-known designer. She has prepared a lot of designs for the machine. This flourish alphabet, everybody loves it. I have demoed it on the Janome HQ 550E. I showed some examples of it there, the 550E episode. So many people have asked me for this flourish alphabet if they could just buy it separately. And I said, no, at one point it was only available for the 500E and now 550E, but it's also built into the Skyline S9. So that's fabulous. Again, cute other designs. Ooh, embroidery lace designs, like Jennifer created with her beautiful village out of freestanding lace. And these embroidery couching designs is what I wanted to select. There's all my category. Now, what embroidery couching is, ooh, how about that? I'm able to embroider with the texture of a variety of yarns. And where this yarn came from, this gorgeous black with gold, I again did some free motion couching for our holiday decorating for our office space at Janome Sewing and Learning Center. And I did, again, a Facebook Live, which you can go back to Janome HQ Facebook to the videos to see me use the free motion couching foot with this beautiful black yarn with the little gold accents. But you can also embroider and couch that yarn down at the same time. So how cool is that? Now, for machines like the Memorycraft 15000 Quiltmaker, the embroidery couching tools that you need are optional accessories. And for the 500E and the 550E, they're also optional accessories. But the embroidery couching tools to let you do that beautiful embroidery couching come included with the Skyline S9. So how cool is that? So not only can you do some embroidery with it, but ooh, look at that with these gorgeous Madeira metallics. These are the same embroidery couching designs, but instead of using yarn, I just used a variety of metallic thread. So how gorgeous is that? Or even if you wanted to, I have a fabulous sample that I left at the office, of course, but I have a sample that shows, oh, how about you use these embroidery couching design as quilting designs. So you layer it with your backing and your batting and your top fabric, and you're using these designs to quilt through all 3 layers. So how cool is that? I would definitely use a thinner batting in your embroidery hoop, but again, you could float it all. And then there's another design. So what I'm doing normally, these are my Instagram jeans, as I've called them. Normally I wear them for all Janome HQ Instagrams, because again, Tanya's cute little truck that she had embroidered for us. But here's some more, embroidery couching. So I've used this design, but I didn't couch it with yarn. I used that, again, Madeira metallic thread, and now I'm going to use these to patch up these jeans, because they keep ripping, because I wear them all the time. Now, I demoed this, how I put these designs on a USB stick, and then I transferred it into the 230E, which is a smaller, more like entry-level embroidery machine. But because I had these designs on a USB stick, I plugged it into the USB port of the 230E, and I was able to stitch these out on that machine as well. So again, how cool is that? So beautiful. Again, this would normally be with yarn, but I decided, I'm just going to use that, again, Madeira metallics, and I did not have one thread break on that at all, which is why I love these Madeira metallic threads. So when I go back to my embroidery couching, yes, I could choose whatever design I'm going to do. I'll just do this. To me, that looks kind of like Mickey Mouse. I think that's so cute. So I will just reach up here and attach this. And then what I need to do is take the screwdriver that comes with the machine and remove the regular embroidery foot, because we're going to use the special free motion couch, or embroidery couching, embroidery couching foot. There comes, it comes with 2. The Skyline S9 comes with 2. There's one that's labeled PC1 and PC2. And they have these little trap doors here that open up, normally like it sits over the foot. But then this little trap door opens, and then again, there's a little notch there that you can put your yarn, you can, put your yarn in like that, and then swing that little trapdoor closed. So PC1 is slightly smaller hole for your yarn. PC2 is bigger. I already have my yarn through it, so I'm going to just put that on. It's very fun to do. I really like doing this, so that's why I thought, this would be a good demo, because a lot of people, I had a class, the Skyline S9 class that I was offering, again, online through the Janome Sewing and Learning Center, and so many people that took that class said, they didn't even realize they had this, they've never used it, so I thought this was a perfect time to demo it, that there is so much that comes with this machine. So it also comes with this little hook here that you're going to put up at the very top. This is where your secondary spool pin would be. Then you can just drop this in there, and you're going to hook your yarn around there. So you want lots of slack in your yarn. You don't want it to pull very tight. So I just take off a bunch of yarn from my little ball here, and I want to make sure that it doesn't pull tight, that nothing is going to catch on it at all. So after I do that, then another piece are these 2 little cones here, and maybe you can see one is, a little bit bigger than the other, and we're going to put this over the needle bar on the machine. Yes, we're going to put that over the needle bar. We want to make sure first, though, before we do that, that we tighten this needle bar screw, very tight, finger tight. We don't want that to come loose and our needle to come out, that's for sure. So we just put that there, and then I can feed this. Maybe I'll take it off, and then I'll feed this through. Will be easier as well if you leave it off and then feed it through just like that. And it's so fun. So there, and we make sure that we not have any slack. And then away I go. Now I can stop the machine And now the machine does come, the Skyline S9 comes with these adorable indigo scissors that matches. Don't you love when you coordinate with your sewing room? But of course I'm going to use, my mini duckling scissors. I absolutely adore these. I've again demoed them so many times on Janome HQ, but I absolutely adore them. They're 4-inch mini duckling scissors, again available from your Janome dealer. But oh, I think these are one of the goodies that Jennifer is going to have on the shopping channel today. So perhaps you'd like to tune in to TSC and see. These are so cute. And, you know, you can go to our janome.ca website, regardless of where you are in the world, because I know we have a lot of international viewers. You can go to our janome.ca site and download under the Offers and Promotions tab. You can download Tanya's cute little duckling to go along with your mini duckling scissors. But these are perfect for in the hoop applique because of the offset nature of the handles there. But again, I'm going to take them and I'm going to clip, make sure I'm not hung up here. Yes, and I'm going to clip off that yarn that I started with. So nothing is going to get caught, because that's the main thing. You don't want to get caught up, and you don't want to have a design where the yarn goes over itself too much. Because that could create some trouble. So that's why it's nice having these couching design, embroidery couching designs that you know are going to embroider beautifully. So how cool is that? And again, you just want to make sure that your yarn isn't pulling tight. Now you can also adjust the speed with your speed control. And generally when I do this, I do like to go down. And if ever you see your yarn is pulling a little bit tight here, again, just go, even stop the machine if you need to, reach out and make sure that that's not pulling tight. So that's the advantage of having this hook up here to help, you know, feed it evenly. It's not going to get all wound up. But again, if you need to slow down your machine, I will slow it down to a medium or even slow it down even more. And again, you've got the power of stop and start to stop it wherever you need to. Now, maybe I could do that with the free motion couching foot, and I love free motion couching, but I don't know that I could be that accurate. So again, it's wonderful to have the designs built in, the embroidery couching designs built in. And again, for the MemoryCraft 15000 and the 500E and 550E, they're optional accessories, but the Skyline S9 has it included. So how fun is that? And then you can see with my sample here, after I was done my yarn couching, I thought, I need to do something more. So I decided, I'll just embroider Janome's name on it. Well, I didn't bother to change my foot. All I did was clip my yarn and pulled it out there, and I just embroidered then Janome. And I didn't even change my foot. I left that same PC2 foot on. Now, I will point out as well that in your settings here, that you have your common machine settings, your sewing only settings, and embroidery only settings. Do you see here where it says embroidery foot height? This is where you can adjust depending on your project, or again, if you're going to be quilting through layers, or again, the thickness of your yarns and stuff. P is for your regular embroidery. There is PC1 and there is PC2, and you can see PC2, it's recommending that I use it, and that's going to raise my foot so it's 3 millimeters from the surface of my fabric. My regular P foot is 1.7. Now, even though I did do this using the PC2 foot, I didn't change it in my settings here because, again, I've just got a very thin stabilizer, some of the tearaway, and again, just one layer of fabric, and my yarn is really not that thick. So I really didn't need to change the foot height, but in your settings is where you would do it if you were going to be using, again, loftier, thicker materials, or, you know, thicker yarn. Now, you could see as well, I've got this kind of light blue or this purpley thread that I was using previously, I didn't even change my thread to a black, and you can barely see it because it just, you know, buries into the yarn. So I could have changed to a black and probably should have, but again, it really didn't matter. I barely see it. Or I could have used a gold metallic to pick up the gold accents in the yarn as well. So you can have a lot of fun with your embroidery couching, your fabulous Skyline S9. Now, I did want to mention a couple of things because, again, I could just go on forever about this machine. There is so much to it. But, you know, Mark, our technician at the Janome Sewing and Learning Center, had a great idea, saying in the new year, I'm going to continue Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour because there are so many machines. So he said, maybe I need to revisit some machines like the Memorycraft 15000 and like Skyline S9 because there is so much to them. So I thought that was a great idea. So for now, I will mention when you're on the janome.ca website, or janome.com, but janome.ca is where you get your cute mini duckling applique. Go to the Skyline S9, as we call it, the landing page. So when you type in, you know, products and machines, or use the search function on the janome.ca or janome.com website, type in the search Skyline S9, and you'll get the page. It will list the machine and its suggested manufacturer's price, and will list some of its benefits and its accessories and all of that. But there's a tab there off to the right that says features and benefits, and you click that. You can print it out if you wish, as I have, and look at all, or again, just read it on the net, but look at all that our fabulous marketing guru, Alan, has prepared under features and benefits. So you can, if you're looking at this machine, considering this machine, wondering, oh, what are all these features? Again, we have a whole tab that says features and benefits. So you can get that all there on the Janome website under the Skyline S9 tab. So that's there on the main site for you. Again, if you're considering the machine, or you already own the machine and you would just like an overview of it. Also there on that same page, there is another tab, Notes from Anna Maria Horner, all about embroidery. So she, again, designed a lot of the designs built into the machine, and she's got some suggestions, about hooping your fabric. So this is a great little tutorial, again, to print out or read there from, again, on the Janome site, on that S9 page. And there's more. Also on that main Skyline S9 page, there is a tab that says Getting Started with Stitch Composer. So Stitch Composer, again, comes with that AccuTools S CD, so you can get it. Now, even if you don't have a Skyline S9, maybe you've got, a Skyline S7, for example. Well, the steps of the Stitch Composer are the same regardless of what machine it is. So long as your machine comes with Stitch Composer, then again, you could use this information too. So there are some exercises about getting started with Stitch Composer. So you can create your own stitches in Stitch Composer. So how cool is that? And again, this information is on the janome.ca website or janome.com under the Skyline S9 tab. And there's more. Our fabulous Nancy Fiedler, who is a Janome America educator, I call her a walking encyclopedia of everything Janome. She has created a little document here about using, AccuEdit is some of the apps that you can use. Again, the Skyline S9 is certified Wi-Fi, so you can use all these fabulous apps with your Skyline S9. So Nancy has prepared this little document, little tips and tricks, and in fact this evening I'm teaching an online class about how to use all of those apps as well. So you can check out the class list on the Janome HQ Facebook page, and then in the new year I'm going to be coming out with a whole variety of new classes as well, but also including the apps because they're very popular. And then there's more. Also, when you're on that site, then you will get tapering with the Skyline S9. So again, a document Nancy has prepared that you can print out step by step to get you through tapering that is included with this machine. And another lesson on Stitch Composer. Now it says for the 15,000, but again, all the Stitch Composer software is the same regardless of what machine it is. So again, another exercise to go through all about Stitch Composer, which comes with your fabulous Skyline S9. So there's lots of information and resources available on the janome.ca website under the Skyline S9 tab. Now, also while you're there, and you may have heard, oh yes, the Skyline S9 got an update, but only if it is the blue version, not the indigo version, which I have here. This is already version 2. If you have an indigo color on your around your take-up lever, and then again indigo here on your buttons, and then again your flywheel over here, your balance wheel. If it's indigo, then you have a version 2, and you do not need, and I stress, you do not need to upgrade your machine. This upgrade is for the original Skyline S9, and you can see that it had the soft robin's egg blue versus the darker indigo. So if you have this lighter blue Skyline S9, that you could go to the Janome global site. First, go to our janome.ca site, and again, go to the Skyline S9 page, and you'll see the little tab where it clicks about this update. And it gives you all this information on how to update your machine, basically by going to our Janome global site. And then you can download that update again to the USB stick, plug it into the machine, and update the machine. Now, why you would like to do that, you don't have to, but if you would like to use the HP needle plate and HP foot, which is the high performance needle plate, and it is marked saying HP. If you would like to use that needle plate and foot with your Skyline S9, then again, you will need to update it if you've got, again, that lighter blue Skyline. If you have an indigo Skyline S9, as I have here, we don't need to update this machine at all. It's already updated. So if you snap in the HP needle plate, then the machine is going to recognize that it has that needle plate on, and it's going to orient your needle off to the left. So then you can safely use that HP needle plate. So more information, again, as always, on our Janome's website. So there's lots of information there to be had. And then, of course, always check out, you know, YouTube and again, upcoming more on the Skyline S9 in the new year on Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. Exactly when I'm going to do that? Oh, I don't know. It's a mystery. So, yes, let me spin this around. Oh, the time is just racing by so fast. So thank you everyone for joining me today. It's been fabulous to see you all. I will be here next Wednesday as well at 1 p.m. for another Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. So even though, what's that, the 23rd? But yes, I still will be here doing a live. Again, which machine I'll be talking about, I don't know. It's a mystery. And then I'll be doing the following Wednesday as well, 1 p.m. on the, I think it's the 30th. I'll still be here live. Again, from my palatial estate. So thank you so much for joining me on another Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. Have a fabulous day, and I will see you all next week. Bye.